NANI?
Oh, hello friend. October is upon us and it looks like Warlord has some new pre-orders. Phase 2 of Konflikt 47. Last time it was the US versus Germany. Now it's the other three majors, UK, Soviets, and Japan. Starting with the intro set, $68, due in November, with yet another box with Fireflies versus Steel Troops. Comes with plenty of dice, some terrain, playmat, game box, doubles as a bunker, with some tokens. And it looks like it technically comes with two mechs, but they are cardboard, as we can see them on the token sheet, so it's going to end up just like the half-track from the bolt action starter. For the army sets, let's start with Japan. They don't get a lot of love, and their bolt action book doesn't come out till next year. 99% of the stuff from here on out is going to be resin. The newer resin is different from the traditional types. It's hard to describe. I feel it holds detail well from what I've seen. Supposedly you can paint on it without primer, but I use primer as part of the shading, so that doesn't really do anything for me. If you want to live dangerously,
I also like to live dangerously.
take a shot every time I say the magic word.
For the rest of the day, whenever anybody says a secret word, scream really loud.
Ready? Let's try it.
One platoon commander looking unique with a banner in resin. 5 assault variant power armor. Now, this is an existing unit already. The older ones were metal cast, had round helms going for more massed foot trooper look, a bit of the Ishigaru vibe. The new ones are going for samurai with demon mask. They look cast in resin. It asks the questions, are these meant for elite soldiers? Will the mass-produced version still exist alongside them story-wise? 5 ghosts. This is easier to call it a unit revamp. The original ghost unit had more of a diver suit look, with the new having segmented armor similar to ancient armor design, to complement their samurai-appearing kin. It's certainly a design direction, considering these guys are supposed to phase through matter. I sure hope nothing gets stuck. 1 Type 7 Scorpion Walker. This looks to replace the older Type 6, which is a squatty boy. Type 7 does appear to have greater detail and presence for the table. Following the trend so far is also in resin. 1 Chiha with compression gun. This looks like another revamp to an existing unit. The resin turret redesigned to match the compression gun from the newer Chi-Nu type. The body still looks like the old Italeri Chiha kit. I recently built one of these. The armor plates need to be glued on, as for some reason they're not molded onto the plastic. They're about half a millimeter off, and it can be a challenge to get the plates fitting symmetrically without a bit of a gap filler. Finish it off with 5 order dice and rift dice. Next to the UK. 1 commander, looks pretty good, standing vigilant in Galahad power armor with a Tesla rifle. 5 troopers in Galahad as well, holding Brens. The older ones were a bit more bulky. The newer seem to be sleek, trying to be the main characters as they traded in their kettle helms for berets. Just like the Japanese armor, it's a tad confusing if these are a more elite formations or a straight revamp. Next are the automatons. Yet another revamp. They come in 2 versions, a medium machine gun and a heavy machine gun. The 5 Mark 1s look to have medium machine gun and the 3 bulkier versions with the heavy machine gun. And one of the key, themes of the UK is that they have a automaton army. There's several different versions of them. You can see ones that are part Bren carriers or part tracked units. 1 Percival mech. The chassis seems to follow in the path of the old. The main gun is a green Tesla with arm-mounted rockets, which makes it feel like the UK Bruin equivalent. 1 Humber. A new unit with a newish model. The only plastic you'll find in the box with the usual resin turret. Says it's automated dual autocannons, though the glowing green leads me to believe it's some sort of energy gun. I built a Humber from the Gentleman's War box. It's a very easy build and it looks pretty kino. And finishing it out, more unit and rift dice. And the final box being the Soviets. One commander with a battle-worn flag. He's certainly more colorful than the prior commanders, and, as you guessed it, he's resin. The Ursa's infantry are getting an upgrade. It's still regular 1/1s with melee weapons. Now they have a bit of armor, some kind of energy pack. 5 Morazgul. Looks to be replacing the older Terror Squad with a more perfected version. I like to see them as on the same side of the tracks as the reanimated corpses of the Axis, and I really like the glowing eyes the painter put on these. 1 DM40. At first I thought this was going to replace the Cossack. This is a complete new unit adding into the non-existent medium class the Soviets needed, as beyond a light Cossack all the Soviets had for mechs were super heavies. Though despite what the description says, the main armament looks more ginormous artillery piece that screams support role. 1 T-34 ZP. Looks to be a replacement for the older turret sculpt for a new one. The old one came with a full plastic T-34-85 kit with a resin turret, and I'm sure the same will be had here. When we close it out with more order and rift dice. There are dice bags with some nice designs for each side, though let's be real, you can just use a sock or even a small brown bag and save yourself $34. There are some bundles with the rule books, though any privateer worth their weight already knows how to save that money. The Linebacker and the Vogelspine have their individual releases, as well as some bundled versions, but let's be honest, how many of them do you actually need? I like mechs as much as the next guy, but I don't need 3 of each of these. And finally, back to bolt action, the October mini of the month. Soviet Command at Stalingrad. There's an older one for the German command that is out of print. This one shows Vasily Chukov and a staffer plotting strategy. I like these types of figures that tell a story made for a diorama. Alternatively, they can be used as an artillery platoon officer. Was curious when the other countries would get releases, even more so on what units we're going to continue on. It's nice to see most are getting reissued with a bit more detailed sculpts.